You were
We
alive.
live. We live?
We
We live?
lived?
Oh, I lived.
Hold on. Sorry.
Nice.
Oh, God. All right.
Welcome to
And.
Apartment Theater.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it. I mean, that counts. Uh,
did I
yeah,
do it?
welcome
Did I do
to.
it right?
You did it. Yeah, you got it right. Right when
Nice.
I hit record, it was like, welcome to Apartment Theater. Uh,
Bitchin'.
bitchin'. Yeah, welcome back to another episode of Apartment Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Danny is not with us for this episode because, honestly,
She's busy.
we're not really
She's got
sure what happened this time with her. She, you know, we had a feeling that she might have been on the run doing something. But
Yeah.
we didn't expect it the way that it unfolded that it did, like in
Yeah, we
this
really
movie.
didn't.
So
I mean, things happen. So.
yeah, I'm not surprised, but
No.
I am still a little like, oh, I probably should have caught on to that. That it
Mm-hmm.
seemed pretty obvious as it went on.
Yeah, there were signs,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bloodlust really should have
You should have
opened
given it
my
away.
eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to just like assume.
You really don't.
Yeah. But anyway, we're
Anyway,
talking about a movie that came out this year called Strange Darling.
strange darling.
This movie was gaining some popularity. Red Letter Media covered this movie. They're bigger, much bigger, huge YouTube channel. They've got millions of subscribers. We have 12. So
They're cooler than us. It's okay.
they've also been doing it for like 12 years. So
Oh, is that how long it takes? Damn. Fuck.
well, because
All
like
right.
I went and I watched all of the videos that they had. I don't know if you've ever watched that YouTube
Nope.
channel before, but it's really good. I think you would like it.
Yeah.
It's very much like our sense of humor
Mm-hmm.
to it too, and it doesn't feel like a Mr. Beast video or something where it's like there's so
Oh,
much
nice.
shit happening. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, they're for the most part normal talking, but it feels like what we're trying to do, and they're located where I'm located.
Oh, nice.
So
So
yeah,
we're trying to piggyback off of them. All right. No.
I mean, they were the inspiration to do this podcast. It's like I want to do what they're
Oh.
doing, but I want to just cover movies that I want to talk about. And
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
I get you.
So yeah, they did an episode on that. And I was actually watching that episode while I was waiting for you to get on. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so it's Strange Darling. It's a indie movie that was shot on 35 millimeter film. Cass, do you know what that means?
I do know what that means.
Did that impress you?
So I only know from my film camera days that 35 millimeter is like your standard film camera, like what was right before digital.
Yeah.
So it's like when you think of film, that's what it is. So it's not something that I would think of as filming a movie on. But this movie was really cool. I like that they did that. I don't know what the inspiration for doing that was. Why they chose to film it on 35 millimeter.
I feel like it's a very like there's a lot of movies that still shoot on film.
Yeah.
I mean, Tarantino's like one of the biggest ones that are like, I still shoot on film because it's
there is a color capture that happens with film and a kind of density. I don't know if density is the right word.
It definitely has a feel.
Like a clarity that happens. Kind of like when we watched Vertigo, the like Technicolor.
Yeah.
There is just very specific moods that you can get with film that you can only replicate with digital. And it's just kind of tastier, if that makes sense. maybe that's some kind of like weird synesthesia thing for me, but it's just it's yummy. Like there was a lot of depth in this movie, like color and just um it was
A
a
lot of
very
cool shots too.
pretty movie to watch. Yeah, there was just a lot of fun, like clever camera angles that were happening.
Oh, should I read the
Little
plot real quick?
Oh yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
It's one sentence, which I
Mhm.
thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Nothing is what it seems when a twisted one night stand spirals into a serial killer's vicious murder spree.
Vicious murder spree. Yeah, I mean, it is that's accurate.
Spoilers for this movie.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say right from
heavy
the get go,
spoilers. Yeah.
definitely see this movie.
Yes. Definitely see
Yeah.
this movie. This was a lot of fun to watch. It is one of those movies that starts the story in the middle and kind of bounces back and forth um, in storytelling, which is a lot of fun. Um, some movies do that really well, some movies not so much, and I think this movie did a very good job of it. And not giving away what was happening right away,
Yeah.
you know? Um,
Yeah, because I feel like I was falling victim to the
oh,
movie
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because um, it's not that similar, if at all. But have you ever seen Ex Machina?
No, I wanted to.
So it's really good.
Hmm.
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but it plays with like like I guess love in a
Hmm.
way where you're like, oh yeah, no, this like I'm clearly seeing that this thing loves me, and it flips you. And but when our common mutual friend person, my ex, when
Hmm.
we watched it, they were like, oh, I knew the whole time. And so I was like, oh, that's intriguing because
Hmm.
I can see I can clearly be easily manipulated.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah, well, it was, but I thought that was interesting though, that
Hmm.
it was like you could tell that this person's messing with them, but
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the
Hmm.
first time watching because the second time I was like, okay, I'm picking up
Hmm.
on what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they first time watching it, just going like, no, I knew what they were doing to them the whole time, and I'm like, how did I know? And
Mm.
maybe it's just really obvious, but like, I mean, it's a girl guy
Hmm.
dynamic thing, so it's like I don't know like
Mm.
the mindset of like women flirting with men. Like, I mean, I
Hmm.
can tell for the most part when someone's flirting with me, but it's
Hmm.
like you don't know like the exact way that they're thinking. Like if you're coming in from like the I've done this before thing where I'm like pretty girl, clearly they won't do anything wrong. Oh no, they've done something wrong. How could
Yeah.
they? But
Yeah.
yeah, because the movie frames Strange Darling frames the guy at the beginning to be
Hmm.
like the killer. You're like, oh well, clearly this
Hmm.
guy's a fucking weirdo and trying to kill this girl.
Yeah.
And as the movie goes on, it slowly picks away at him,
Uh huh.
and you start picking up more on her, and the
Hmm.
power dynamic switches to where it's
Hmm.
her.
Yeah.
She's the killer, and
Hmm.
a lot of people I've seen a lot of reviews on people saying, "Oh, well, this movie is just going to show that you should never trust the victim," and I'm like, "That's not
That
what I
is
picked
not.
up on
No.
all." No,
Mm-mm.
because they're like, "Oh, like this police officer was saying that oh, well, we should listen to him," and I'm like, the male officer was also saying that.
Mhm.
He was also saying, yeah, we should, but also this is an active crime scene. We
Yeah.
need to get people here. We don't
Yeah.
know what happened here.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think it was more of just like, oh, if you just assume what you know is going on
Mhm.
and that you're safe, that's when you're gonna get killed.
Mhm. Yeah, like he literally has the experience to know that not everything is always what it looks like.
Yeah, and
Like,
I'm not saying that you shouldn't believe victims. And like I said, I don't think this movie is trying to say
mm-mm.
don't believe the victim. At least that's not what I was seeing. And I know that art is up for interpretation, but me
Yeah.
personally, I was not getting that vibe. I was thinking this is like a cornered animal situation, and this was the first thing that she could come up with that
Yep.
could hope. Like she didn't even know if this would work.
Yeah. This is I'm doing everything I possibly can to survive and not get caught.
Yeah, because she's
That's
manipulating every single person.
every single person that she comes in contact with. 100%. Yeah. Like,
Um,
she is not a victim.
no, she's
No.
it's because there's a very like there's a color scheme with it too, with like a black and red
Mm-hmm.
thing to it, and I was like, is it kind of like a Black Widow kind of thing, like a
Mm.
color scheme? But he also has it too, but because it's like a cat and mouse thing. But
Yeah.
I was thinking because she's a killer
Mm-hmm.
and she, you know, gathers her prey or whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, oh, what if that was intentional? I'm sorry for burping. I don't know. I don't know if that was like intentional or not for that, but
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, this felt like a online date that went terribly wrong.
Yes.
Like people
Yes.
are like, "Oh, I'm scared that the guy's gonna kill me." I'm like, really? Because every time I'm in an online date or like just like a dating situation with somebody who's like, I don't know this person, this is my nightmare scenario.
I think you're very unique in that perspective.
I
I'm
I
not gonna
don't
lie to you. I think you're very unique in that perspective. That you.
I don't think I am though, because there's a lot of guys that I've talked to. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want her to like kill me while I'm sleeping. Like everyone just assumes you're gonna get killed in your sleep. I'm like, I don't want to get drugged and
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
The color schemes though, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
they're every scene is like bathed in either red or
Mm-hmm.
there's uh quite a long scene of them in the truck talking to each other,
Yeah.
and it's so sweet and pure feeling too. Like
Isn't
there's
it
such a good
though?
chemistry going on,
Oh my gosh. Yes. Ugh.
and so the sex scene that happens and they don't have sex, but it's
Yeah.
like it was like
There's like a kind of intimacy, I would say.
the main guy, Kyle Gallner, his name is just like the guy, I think, in this
It's the
movie, or
demon.
the demon. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
He's
The
called the
demon.
demon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He is ripped as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Jesus.
like ripped in like a natural way.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like he's dehydrated.
Yeah. Like it does. Yeah. It doesn't look like they were like, "Hey, we need you to like
Bulk
calorie
up.
starve and bulk up for this role." He was just kind of ripped. Like he just looked good. Like
Yeah.
he looked like normal.
And I was like, God, this scene is so hot. And then it gets really aggressive, and I'm like, oh no. And then, but then
Yeah.
she says like the safe word thing, and you're like, oh, you did it to me again.
I know.
And
I even made the comment. I was like, I cannot tell where the kink starts and the serial killer begins. Like that entire scene, I was just like, fucking, I don't understand what's happening. Someone help. Oh my god. Like that scene did its job. It took me for a fucking loop.
yeah, it was. God, like
I was
it's
stressed
weird.
out the entire
I
time.
I was very stressed out, but also like I felt bad for both of them. Clearly for the guy because it's like, well, you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, chasing after them and
Yeah.
shooting them with the shotgun, like I get your mentality. Also, you didn't need to do a bunch of coke, but I think he was doing it more of like I was hit with a depressant and I'm going to use a stimulant to
Yes.
bring me back.
Yeah.
But I think that's like
I think
doing
it
a
was
speedball.
also yeah, I think it was also a means of like keeping himself awake too.
Yeah.
Um kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he. I'm surprised that she was able to like do anything after getting shot in the fucking ear.
Right?
Yeah,
And then the shoulder? Jeez.
and then I think she get. Where does she get shot at the end?
I don't know.
Yeah, like I was like, did she get shot in the head? Like, no, she's like,
Mm-mm.
act.
I,
We'll get to
she
that
had
part,
she had to have
but
gotten shot somewhere in the torso, like in the arm again or in the chest or something, because she's still moving,
yeah,
but she's not moving very well. I don't know.
uh, yeah, she gets beaten the fuck up in this
She
movie.
does
Yeah, and I mean, she kind of deserves it for drugging the guy, but
a little
also
bit.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
She gives him fucking ketamine. Jeez.
the Elon Musk drug
Mm,
of choice.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think that if someone were to put ketamine instead of coke and just ketamine, I wouldn't want to do either one of them and be like, this is
No.
not my vibe, I'm leaving.
No.
But yeah, I think I would feel a little like I'm gonna find them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be pretty pissed.
You stole my $5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh, so when they're in the hotel room,
Mm-hmm.
it's in the red light, and then you could tell like with when she's leaving the hotel and
Mm-hmm.
it's daylight out. I felt like that was you're going from the dream and you're seeing reality. It's like, oh wait, this is how the world actually looks, and it's like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
snapping back to reality,
Yeah.
as
Oh,
Eminem
there
once
goes
said.
Melody.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Also, can we talk about how fucking strong she is to drag his ass back into the hotel room?
that is someone who's clearly
Coked up.
dealt with some fucking shit.
Yeah. Because I even made that comment watching it. I was like, damn, bitch. Because she's not very big.
No, and he is.
And he's got some gains on him. I'm like, he's at least 200 pounds. He's got to be.
Oh, definitely. I'm
Like,
240.
yeah, okay. I'm terrible at weight, sorry. But
Yeah,
uh
I'm also fat, so
yeah, but muscle weighs more than fat.
yeah.
So, yeah,
He's probably like 280, honestly.
probably. Yeah, pure
Yeah.
muscle. Like that's a lot of shit. And
He needs to
she
drop the routine.
right. And
Like,
she
what
fucking
is your routine?
she doesn't drag him like huffing and puffing. She like easily drags his ass back into the hotel room, which she did do some coke, but I don't know how fucking dope coke makes you, apparently. Like, I'm like, damn, she was practically throwing his ass around. I'm like, okay, calm
Which is kind
down.
of hot,
Kinda.
but
Yeah, and
not in that
somehow she gets him
situation.
back up onto the bed, too. And
Yeah,
he's, like, knocked out from the ketamine, practically. I'm like, how? I don't understand. Like,
yeah.
what? I don't know.
Uh,
I was
yeah.
kind
So
of amazed.
she, so once they, this movie's in like an out of order thing. I don't know if we
Yeah,
said that
I
before,
think,
but
yeah.
yeah.
We start in the middle and we go back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, so we end up in the woods at some point too,
Mm-hmm.
and we end up with some hippies
Love them. Some
who are like, "Oh,
doomsdayers.
they're gonna help her." Oh, and that's when we find out that she's the serial killer because she kills the both of them, but
Mm-hmm.
not at the same time. But
No, she doesn't kill both of them.
no, she does kill
Oh, she
both of
does
them,
kill
just
both of
not
them.
at the.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I forgot about
she
that.
kills the lady later.
Way later. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and um, yeah, that was I felt bad for that guy.
So did I. Like
Also, that breakfast was disgusting looking.
too much goddamn butter.
T-
Y'all, they put
Dude,
an entire stick of butter in with sunny side up eggs,
and
and there was like
pancakes.
and pancakes and jelly and sausage
So
and
much jelly.
so much syrup. Like, and this wasn't like separate. This was all on one plate, y'all.
It looked so
No,
vile.
it was no. Mm-mm.
Like,
Can't.
ugh. Yeah, no,
Not
thank
about it.
you.
No.
But yeah, so it's a cat and mouse game where we find out that the mouse was him and the cat is
Mhm.
her, and but she's trying to get away, but
Yeah.
she ends up killing the demon. She bites his neck after
Mhm.
she gets handcuffed. She was hiding in a like a little freezer thing, and
Yeah,
he
she was
got too
hiding in a
trusting.
deep freeze.
He shouldn't have walked up to. I was like, dude, you should not be doing that.
Mm-mm.
She's gonna kill you. And sure enough,
Yeah.
kills him.
Mhm.
And uh, the ending of this movie was
Wild.
so sad.
Right?
I didn't think that I was gonna feel anything for this character,
Mm-mm.
but it's like clearly there is something wrong with them that they
Mhm.
cannot control because they do have like flashes of seeing an actual demon,
Yeah.
and
She's got some kind of psychosis going on. And we only get like one sentence of that she tells us.
yeah.
That we get any kind of glimpse of that, like why she's doing what she's doing. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're killing people, there's already something unhinged with you. This movie also
Yeah.
says that it's based on a true story. It's
It's not.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I looked it up too.
yeah. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I
It's
think it
like
was.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like this happened. It didn't.
Yeah. Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was inspired by Ed Gein, who was a real serial killer.
Yeah, but it was this that
But
that didn't happen though. Like,
yeah, that did not happen.
yeah,
And the director of this refuses to release any information as to what inspired this story and what serial killer or anything like that. So, because I was looking stuff up about it, and
yeah.
he's like, "No, I'm not telling you."
This
Okay,
didn't
that's
really
fine.
feel like a horror movie though. I almost was like, dude, should we not have picked this for the show? But like, it's more thriller than
It's more
horror.
thriller.
There is a lot of blood though, so I mean, I guess it like
I mean, it's certainly horror to a degree. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Because, like you said, nobody wants to go on a first date and die, or a one night stand.
it's a nightmare scenario
It
where
is a
it's like
nightmare scenario. Yeah, that is a horror scenario that you
I
know.
I feel like I'm too trusting on people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, "Oh, you seem cool. Yeah, we could definitely hang out, go to your place, whatever. Yeah, that's fine." I'm gonna get murdered.
I mean, I hope not. It would be really
Uh,
disappointing if you did.
yeah. Oh, thank you. I also think it'd be
Mm-hmm.
disappointing to be like, "Really? This is where I get murdered?
This is how I die. Fuck,
I don't want to die here."
man.
I don't know if there's like a great place to die. I guess if it was like just get choked out like a muscle mommy thigh thing, then I mean maybe, I died a warrior's death and
There
everyone
you
will
go.
actually applaud
Yeah.
at my funeral.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, when she's dead at the end because she does a pretty good job of manipulating everybody,
Oh yeah.
and then right when she thinks like she's got this person, I'm like, you do not trust a woman wearing a jean jacket and a hat like that
Mm-mm.
in a rural Pacific Northwest area. You will be shot and killed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I
You know she's
nuh-uh. they
packing.
they
Mm-hmm.
do not fuck around at
No.
all. They will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's like 4 minutes though of her just like she's in the truck with her, and then she just slowly dies.
Yeah. She just, or at least goes unconscious.
Yeah, and we're just
And we
like
just watch
because
it happen.
it fades like black and white too,
Mm-hmm.
so it was just like I didn't think I'd feel bad for this character because I'm like they should be
Mm-hmm.
brought to justice, but also it's like God, they just had a lot of shit going on with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they deserve this, but also like
Yeah.
this shit catches up with you. You can't just get
Mm-hmm.
away with it constantly. It
Yeah, you
will
really can't.
inevitably get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a rare occurrence where we
Mm-hmm.
had 3 movies
Three
back to
movies.
back
Back to back.
that didn't
Good.
suck for us, which
Yeah.
is a huge accomplishment. I
And that
can't
we
believe it.
actually agree with like the general consensus that the movies were good.
Yeah.
because a lot of times I feel like, reviews and stuff say that, like, oh, this movie was great, fantastic, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, yeah. Like, no,
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. This was like, wait a minute, this was a good movie. What the fuck?
This was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, I really like going into movies knowing nothing about the plot.
I do that now for every single thing that
Yeah.
I like.
I
I
I
don't
don't
read
want
the
to
back
know.
of the book. I don't look at a trailer for a
Mhm.
movie. For a game, I just
Yeah.
heard it was good. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, don't tell me anything about it other than it was good. It was, um
I
just let me
wish I
go in
could.
blind.
I wish I could recommend people
Mhm.
like that, but people are like, well, sell it to me. It's like, I don't want to tell you what it's about. I want you to have the
Mhm.
mystery.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though like this entire podcast is us telling you exactly what it's about and taking away all of the mystery for the most part.
Right, but I feel like
But
usually it's I would think that they watch the movie and then they listen to this, or we they I would hope that you watch the movie
yeah.
first and then listen to the episode.
Yeah.
There's got
Yeah,
to
it
be
takes
somebody out there that has watched every single movie that we've talked about.
maybe
There has to be like one guy, whoever you
a
are, if you're
guy.
out there and you watched every single one of the movies. I want to see your like your ranking list of
Mhm.
all of it. There's some movies I straight up forgot we ever watched.
Oh, I know. Same.
Yeah, probably for the better, honestly.
Probably. If we're
So
being
much
honest.
garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
we got one more movie for the movies we should have watched, but we
Mhm.
didn't get around to it. But we also have like another movie that we're gonna watch because it's,
Mhm.
I guess, like the last like hyped movie of the year
Yeah.
for the horror movie stuff. Like,
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
a big
cuz
one.
that's speaking of hyped movies that at least we've watched and disagreed with the hype. Mine was Interview with the Devil or whatever
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched that one this year and I was not terribly impressed with it. Um,
and that one
it was
I haven't
okay.
watched yet.
That's just my take on it because I don't want to give away too much in case you want to watch it.
I still will watch it. Part of me didn't want to
Yeah,
watch it because they used AI in the movie, but
yeah,
I know it's for like cutaway things, but it's like still, it's like you could have gotten somebody.
yeah. You could have gotten somebody to do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
you really could have. I definitely pirated it, so because I remember having that thought of like, oh, you're gonna use AI. Well, then I'm just gonna pirate your movie. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's not a great thing to admit on a recording or
The
whatever,
police
but
are here.
the police are
They will
here. They
get you.
will get me.
You will be in jail. I am reporting you to the police.
Oh well.
Uh, there was a
Um,
movie that I really liked this year too called I Saw the TV Glow. So that's one that we
oh
won't
yeah.
talk about on the show because the general thing for us is all of us should go into the movie
Mhm.
first experience, not someone else watched it and then you're watching for the second time.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed I Saw the TV Glow.
Mhm.
It's a movie about like the trans experience basically. Like that's like the overall like
Mhm.
feeling that it's supposed to be is knowing yourself. But I felt like it was being blinded by nostalgia and how things aren't as good as you remember them being,
Mm. Mhm.
and that if you're stuck there, you will not progress.
Mm.
And but yeah, it's really good. And if especially if you watched like corny, like like Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind
Mhm.
of stuff growing up, it's got something that's similar to that.
Mm. Okay.
Um, but yeah, I think that and The Substance and now Strange Darling, I
Mhm.
think those have been like the best movies that
Yeah,
I've
they've been
watched
good. Yeah.
this year. Yeah.
I did like No One Will Save You, the alien one. Where it was
Which one
like
was
uh she like the main character didn't really talk a whole lot during the movie,
Oh,
and
the
she
one
was
that like there was nothing that was being said the whole time.
yeah.
Yeah,
And aliens come, yeah, and like
they come.
they can, and attack her and stuff and take over. Yeah, and she's basically like living by herself in a farmhouse or whatever. Yeah.
There's a lot of
I was surprised
like
by that one. I was not expecting that one to be good or for me to enjoy it, and I liked that one.
oh yeah, we watched Beetlejuice. I mean, we already. If you want to check that episode out, you
Mm-hmm.
can definitely do that. And same with Immaculate. And I'm
Oh
pulling
yeah,
up my letter. So I
your
guess this
list, yeah,
this portion of the episode is us just talking about some other
yeah,
movies that
stuff
we
that we
watched
liked. Yeah,
uh,
Immaculate
this
was
year.
good. Last Night in Soho, I really liked that one.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
god,
that I forgot we watched that fucking movie, but
I have
that's
recommended that movie to multiple people since watching it. I'm like, this
it,
movie is like it may not have the same effect on other people, but that is literally the way I dream sometimes is like being in somebody else's body and experiencing the world the way they do and or like their world the way they do. Feeling all of their emotions and that sort of thing. But I'm literally like a passenger in their mind, and that is the way I dream sometimes. Um, it's fucking
I
wild, and seeing a fucking movie that like captured that blew me away.
I watched a movie called Demon Wind. It's a movie from
Yeah, I
the
still gotta watch
80s,
that.
90s. That's
Mm-hmm.
it is such a experience.
Mm.
If you want to have an experience
Mm-hmm.
with your friends, Demon Wind
Demon
is
Wind.
well, we
Okay.
watched Inside as well. That was really good.
Inside.
Uh and then
What's
there's
inside?
there's a lot of other movies that I watched too that were like that weren't horror. Well, I watched Fright Night for the first time. I had never seen it before, and I watched
Mm.
that this year, and I loved it. I
Yeah. I
I
watched
mean, I could.
Scream for the first time this year.
I'm surprised that you've never seen Scream.
Yeah, I've never seen Scream.
Are
I
you gonna watch
finally
the other
watched it.
ones?
Maybe.
It's a consistently well for the most part.
Yeah.
It still stays pretty good for the most part
Oh,
in
okay,
those
okay.
movies.
Yeah.
So because it actually keeps the cast for a
Mhm.
while and
Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't yeah it doesn't feel like just wasting your time.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we watched that Cube movie too. That
Oh
was really good too.
yeah.
I think that was another one. It was just you and I talking
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
that episode.
Yeah, that was
Um,
weird.
oh yeah, and that Padak movie. Remember that the nightmare fucking movie
The
that
Nightmare
was.
Fish.
Yeah.
That's the one you're talking about. I liked that movie though. It's so weird, but I liked it.
I watched. It's not a horror show, but it made me feel terrible. But
Mhm.
it was a really good show. But it was Baby Reindeer.
Oh, I
That
wanted to watch that and I haven't watched it yet.
that feels like a nightmare scenario
Yeah.
that I would
Mhm.
accidentally fall into.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that does kind of feel like something that would happen to you. Like you accidentally get like a weird stalker.
yeah, and that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw a Garfield movie this year.
That's not a horror movie, but okay.
No, but it felt like it.
I bet.
There was this will be like the final movie I talk about because it just turned into me scrolling through Letterbox and just being like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that one and that one and that
That one?
one and that one.
Yeah.
This movie felt like a horror movie. It was called Sound of Metal. It's about a drummer who loses his hearing.
Mhm.
That seems like a nightmare scenario for me of losing my hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Slowly going deaf.
it's
Yeah.
it is such a good movie though, and it'll also make you realize that you should be wearing ear protection whenever you go
All
to
the time.
concerts
Mhm.
because you will lose your hearing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I do it. I didn't
Mhm.
do it before, but now like I can't go to shows without
Yeah.
like noise protection.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, well, that's it.
That's all,
That's all
folks.
she wrote.
That's all
So
she wrote.
watch the movie.
Yeah. What are
Watch the
your
other
movie
movies we talked about.
recommendations? Leave
Yeah,
us comments on
tell
Spotify.
us tell us what you want us to
Mhm.
watch. It might just be one guy out there. It could be a couple people. Who knows?
Who knows?
But tell us what you want us to check out, and
Mhm.
if we've already seen it, we won't watch it. But we'll watch pretty much whatever to
Mhm.
a point.
To a
To a
point.
point.
Yeah.
There is a breaking point.
Mhm.
We've hit it already. We won't
Yes.
go any further on that. But yeah,
uh,
thank you guys so much for checking out the episode.
yeah.
And if you want to, you could check out the rest of the episodes too. There's a lot
Mhm.
of them. If this is the first time you're listening and you got to this point,
Mhm.
thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate it. And there's plenty of episodes, so you can. I like to play games and listen to podcasts, so this is a
Mhm.
perfect podcast